everybody. This is Rocky from Impossible Coin. Brian is under the weather. He is fighting an ongoing battle in the war against sleep.
The war for sleep. It's the war for sleep. And he is losing ground rapidly.
But, you know, we're going to keep him in our thoughts and prayers. Go ahead and offer your offering at the nearest GameStop. But this is Impossible Coin, a podcast ostensibly about video games. I'm here with Tegan Somerset.
Yeah! I am here. I exist.
Tegan, what's going on with you?
Well, first, I want to do a public service announcement.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we just had Super Tuesday. And I know this show comes out on Wednesday and typically voting is on Tuesday, but, like, please vote. I don't care who you vote for. Just do it. Do the thing.
It is important.
That's it. I voted early because early voting is available in Ohio. And I periodically tweet about early voting being available in Ohio so that my friends know that early voting is available in Ohio so that they can vote.
Gotta get the word out.
Yeah. And if one person with an anime avatar can get a couple people to vote, then good for me.
For sure. Oh, man, that's right. I actually felt bad because as a political person will tell you, it turns out that local elections affect your life a lot more than, like, the presidential ones, even though, like, presidential and, like, national races, like, are what are publicized on TV. And so I tend to keep up with them, mostly because I had a really important college class and an ongoing feud with that professor.
Oh?
Yeah. Yeah, it was a whole thing. It was a lecture-style class. There was, like, 400 kids. This guy was very off-book. Like, he wanted people to have, you know, functional, like, civic knowledge as opposed to, like, memorizing dates and times and events and whatever. He would give his lectures, and they were really engaging, so I'd hang out and I would, like, pay attention in class, but I'm actually terrible about taking notes. I either don't take notes in a way that, like, gets all the information, or I do take notes and then I never look at my notes ever again.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so, like, my learning style is mostly auditory. So, like, I just try to listen to everything I can and, like, I organize information, like, orally, I guess. But that teacher just thought I was just some goon, like, just kicking it in his class and not taking notes. So he tried to make an example out of me. It did not work. And we had an ongoing thing throughout, like, the year where I would sit, like, you know, third row from the front or whatever, because I hate sitting in the front row. And he would, like, see me not taking notes, and he would, like, address me, and I would, like, hey, man, like, I know what you're talking about. I'm sitting right here.
I am listening, and I would not sit this close if I was going to fucking slack off, let me tell you what.
Yeah. And his tests were actually pretty cool. He took a lot of precautions, where, like, he had, like, 3 different exam types, but, like, he would give us a map, and, like, basically ask us to, like, gerrymander the map, just to figure out, like, how that works, like, for various, like, races.
Oh, okay.
He did have one of his first tests where, like, it was just a map of the United States and he wanted everyone to name all the states. And I'm like, dude, I'm not a third grader. Like, what are you talking about? Sure. Like, here you go. Is this it?
There are people who could not do that. I'm sure.
But one of my favorite tests that he ever had us do is that, he, basically wanted us to he wanted us to know, like, who was running in various races. So we had to know state legislatures, state senate, national races like national senate and like national representatives, and also local stuff like tax assessor and like county clerk.
Oh god.
And like because he had 3 different exam types, you would only answer one of those sets. And so like I walked into that particular test prepared, so like, yeah, I know the national races, and like I checked on the state races, so that's cool, but I have no idea what these local races are, but it's probably fine. Like, I got a 2 out of 3 chance of getting it. And
you got the fucking local race
I
test,
did,
didn't you?
and I had no
God
fucking clue. And, like, it wasn't like a multiple choice thing. Like, you just had to write down their names. And if you knew their names, you were cool. But if you fucking didn't, you just lost those points. And, like, I'm still mad about it. Like, so, I keep up with my local races, but I spaced on my latest one this past season, because politics are exhausting. And I had a couple friends on Twitter. It's like, yo, who knows what's going on with the local races? And I'm like, fuck, it's like the 1 year that I don't do it.
It's me. It should be me. I'm sorry. I let you all down.
Yeah. So like I made a public promise to like be up for like the general election, to like not only know these people's names, but what they're about and what they're doing. So like I'm going to be prepped for the general. I'm already starting that Apple research now. But yeah, that's why I'm up on local politics. Get into local politics, because your tax assessor's definitely going to fuck with your life a lot more than Trump will. But Trump being around isn't good for, the environment or like the future. I'm just saying.
I'd like to live in a future where I can breathe the air.
He destroyed the EPA.
I know.
Well, he gave it to
These are my
Perry
goals.
for some reason. I know why he gave it to Perry, because Perry doesn't know how to run an EPA, and he'd rather have him, fuck it into the ground, earnestly but unintentionally, than just, have someone actively destroy it. Ugh.
Right, because if he's just fucking around, then he can always be like, well, I didn't know.
Actually, one of the points I think that is underserved is that he did put a bunch of incompetent people in charge of, really vital, governmental services, putting Carson in charge of, urban and housing development, and, DeVos in charge of, education. But they're not actually actively destroying it. They're just being incompetent and corrupt. And, if they were actively destroying it, I feel like there would be, a case for treason. Because, he's actively destroying the government and, the resources that the company, not the company, Jesus. I mean, we are the business interests of evil men, but the United States is not a company. Incompetence, right. If they were someone that was actively destroying, these things, then it could be considered a crime against the country, and that would be an impeachable offense. But I don't know if that's what's going on, but I'm also not a constitutional lawyer. This is a video game podcast. Tegan, can we talk about video games?
Yeah, we can talk about video games.
Okay. What have you been playing, Teeks?
So speaking of war crimes, I've been playing Horizon Zero Dawn.
I do want to play New Horizons, but yeah,
Let me tell you what, Horizon Zero Dawn is full of war crimes, is all war crimes, is wow. Wow! Everyone in this game sucks! Except for one person, and one person only, and they aren't even a person.
Oh no.
Technically, they're a computer program. But everyone else sucks! But you know what? Maybe the plot isn't so bad now.
Okay. For sure.
So I know I mentioned before that, I didn't care about, the whole war thing and whatever, and, people being shitty because that's what's going on now, right? I did say that.
Yes.
So I decided the other day to actually do the next story mission. Because I'm level 50 and the next story mission was level 18.
For sure.
So, it can't be that bad. And the next story mission was actually basically go to the Zero Dawn bunker and figure out what the fuck is going on.
Okay.
What happened, basically. So, you get in the Zero Dawn bunker and it is fucking hilarious.
What happened?
So the first thing you do is you walk in, there's a data point you can get, and it's just a text, an email, basically, from the people at basically the front desk, and it says can we get some more tea? That's the request for more tea. And it's if I have to hear one more fucking neuroorganic genetic scientist complain that we're out of fucking tea, I swear to God that the front staff is not going to be friendly anymore.
Oh my God, that's...
If I have to pull another geneticist out of the bathroom to keep him from synthesizing his own green tea out of the mold that they found in there, I swear to God.
Oh, man.
And then you get to go to the second room, which is, can we consider upgrading the system? And it's basically hey, can we upgrade the soundproofing on, the second video that everyone is shown? Because other potential candidates can hear the sobbing. And, it's turning a lot of people off.
Oh my God.
And I'm just what the fuck?
Everyone can hear the sobbing. Jesus.
Everyone can hear the candidate who goes in sobbing, and it doesn't make everyone feel so stellar. And then you go in and you find out why everyone's sobbing. The commander of the United States military shows up and goes, we're giving literally every civilian a big old fucking fuck off gun, and we're pointing them in the direction of the machines. And the goal is to buy us 16 months so that we can get Project Zero Dawn out of the way. And everyone thinks it's a super weapon, right?
Right.
It's not.
Okay.
Everyone on the planet will die. There is no fucking around with this. We're all doomed. We have 16 months to preserve all of humanity and try to build something that will fix this after we have all died. That's it.
That's not great.
Well, yeah, exactly. And I'm like, I see why everyone is sobbing. Because they're being brought in here and they're like, all right, we're working on a super weapon. We're working on a giant spaceship that's going to get some of people off the Earth and into the space. And then we will, do whatever and come back. Right? No. They're just like, we're all fucking dying. That's it. I fucked up, obviously, by pushing all of this AI development into our military machines. And, we're all dead. And so we have to find a way to preserve humanity. So that's what this project is. And then you go into, the next room and you find out, what exactly Zero Dawn is. And it's basically, they're building a new computer system called Gaia.
Mm-hmm.
And Gaia will have 8 sub-functions. So she's got, a Hephaestus sub-function, which what that does is it builds new robots. Whatever robots Gaia thinks it needs, Hephaestus will build. And it's got Apollo, which holds all of human, arts and literature and, knowledge, all of that sort of stuff. Demeter has all the, environmental information for, all the different plants and animal species that lived on the planet so that they can, be reintroduced in different stages. And there's, an embryo stage where, humans get reintroduced or whatever at some point. And, all the way down at the bottom is Hades. And Hades is the big fuck you button, which is Gaia built a thing and it's not fucking working. So we gotta start over again. And Hades sends out machines to just kill everything again so we can start over again.
Okay.
Yep.
This feels like a prequel to, Nier Automata, based on
it's... Uh-huh. Yeah. No, it's much better when it's a prequel to Nier Automata. That's way better. But, then you find out that what some of the machines that are actually, on... that you actually fight do. So, the Longhorns are actually, seed redistribution robots. So, they till the earth with their mouth and replant seeds.
Okay.
At the same time. That's what they do. They have, special canisters on their back that have blaze, which you use to make, fire arrows. And they use that to clear dead brush away so they can start replanting. Neat. The glint hawks, which are, these birds, these fuck-off birds. God, I hate them. They're air purification robots. That's what they do. They rehydrogenate and re-purify the air. That's what they do.
All right.
So, it's really neat to be all of these robots have, real function. So that's really neat.
For sure.
But, while you're going through the bunker, you get to hear from different people that have been gathered to work on different projects. So, there's a guy from Texas who deals with, he hacks, he's a supreme hacker because they have, all the, all the plant matter and shit, in this bunker. He asks if anybody has any conflict cappuccinos because coffee beans are so rare, they're like blood diamonds.
Alright, conflict cappuccinos?
Conflict cappuccinos! He wants a real conflict cappuccino, and they're like, we'll see what we can do.
That's definitely a Twitter name. Holy shit.
Yeah. And so there are 3 categories, basically. So once you hear everything, once you're briefed, basically, there are counselors on standby, and then you have to make a decision. You can choose to help with the project. If you choose to help with the project, 2 other people of your choice, family, friends, whatever, will be brought to the bunker, and you guys will all live out your days in this bunker. Or you can choose detainment. You can't leave the bunker because the general population cannot know how fucked we are. They have to believe in the project. They have to believe that it's going to succeed, that it's going to save humanity, or they won't fight and we won't have time. So, if you choose not to work on the project, you will be detained for the 16 months that they have to build this project, and then on day 0, on the last day, you will be released, and you can either leave or kill yourself. Or, your final option is medical euthanasia, where you decide, no, I'm not gonna fucking do this. I'd like to die, please. And in that case, there's a mandatory 48-hour waiting period for you to think over whether or not you'd really like to die. And then they'll kill you. Medically. With drugs. And that's it. Those are the options. That's it.
They kind of all feel like the same option to me, Tegan.
I mean, they're all different kinds of the same option. So if you choose to work on the project, you have to work an 80-hour work week. You have to.
Okay.
It's not optional. Once day 0 hits, Gaia will go online, and there's basically like a giant greenhouse in the bottom of the bunker that everyone will live in until they all die. And everyone who stays will be medically sterilized so that the population in the bunker can't expand. And that's it. You'll just die of old age in the bunker. Safe, protected, but also like...
Just waiting to die.
Yeah, and only with 2 other people that you care about. So you better fucking pick 2 good people.
Jeez. That's a lot, Tegan.
Yeah, it's fucking a lot, isn't it? There's a whole heck of a lot. Like, wow, this game's a lot better now. Jesus. Like, I was like, I don't want to see your big fuck-off war machine. I don't give a shit. And that's like, oh, wait, no, it's not a big fuck-off war machine. That's way better. And, like, you find, like, different data points from, like, scientists who are like, this is the project that I'm working on, and this is the project that I'm working on, and, like, that sort of thing. There is one from, like, the United States Army General, and he's like, I did this. For my tenure, I facilitated the rise of machines, I headed Project Zero Dawn, and I created and distributed the largest fucking gaslighting campaign to keep the people of the world unaware of how royally fucked we are. And I hope it was worth it. And I need everyone in the future. And he, like, gets really, like, emotional in it. And he's like, I need everyone in the future to know that I know I fucked up. And I'm really sorry. And hopefully, like, everything here helps you in some way because we're boned. And it's my fault.
Jeez, it's like the Kissinger tapes.
Yeah, it's nuts. Wow. It's a lot. And now the game's good again.
For sure.
And then I killed a big fuck-off machine. And somehow Hades has escaped. I forgot that part. Somehow the Hades, like, program escaped the thing. So, like, it's just out in the world and you have to, like, fight it. And it recognizes you because you're genetically identical to the person who created Gaia. So, like, it wants to fucking kill you, and you're Aloy, and Aloy's like, I don't know what the fuck is going on, man. But I get into all these cool bunkers because, I'm genetically identical to the person who designed them, so...
So Aloy is like a clone?
So, maybe. Quite possibly.
Okay.
I feel like I'm going to find out very shortly because now I have to go back to Allmother, which is like the big bunker in the mountain that the Nora people worship. And Aloy came from Allmother. I don't know what that means.
Fair enough.
She doesn't know what that means either, but she came from Allmother. And she's the only one who can get into Allmother because she's genetically identical to the person who created it. And also, like, I don't know. There's a lot going on. But also, apparently, the bad guys, Eclipse, have sent basically a bunch of warriors up to the Norlands to fucking kill them all. So, we're getting everything in here now. There's a lot going on. But now the game is better. Like, the gameplay was always fun, it's just the story sucked, and now the story is much better. So now I'm, like, actually wanting to do the main plot lines instead of just, like, dick around.
For sure. So...
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Do you have any questions? Did I explain it well?
I think you explained it well. I have a pretty good idea of what's going on, so... As, like, I guess I could know what's going on without literally playing the game. Horizon Zero Dawn probably earned the praise that it got, so shoutouts to that.
Yeah, so far. Well, I mean, like, it hadn't, but, you know. Now it has, sort of. It's interesting. Now it's interesting again. It was always fun reading the data points, but, like, now it's a different kind of fun. Also, like, I don't know how, but, like, it goes from, like, Montana in the top of the map to, like, Arizona in the bottom. I don't know how this spread works, but whatever.
It's kind of far.
It doesn't make any sense, like, as far as how the layout goes, but, like, the Bannock place is definitely in Montana because, or maybe it's Wyoming. It might be Wyoming because they talk about, like, Old Faithful being there, but also they have, like, a fucking big ass, like, park thing, and it's just called the, like, Montana Recreations Visitor Center. Which makes it sound like fucking Montana, but it's right by Old Faithful, so I don't fucking know.
Yeah, maybe Montana, like, expanded into Wyoming. Who knows?
Maybe Montana is Wyoming.
Terrifying.
Montana conquered Wyoming.
I mean, I feel like they have enough guns.
Yeah. You know.
Especially if everything's fucked.
Yeah, everything was fucked. It was great. I mean, it wasn't great, but it was great.
So I messed around with the Final Fantasy VII remake demo.
Oh yeah, we're speaking about what's it called? Environmental terrorism, eco-terrorism.
Yeah, eco-terrorism.
Speaking of eco-terrorism,
I mean, but it's not political. You know, it's just about a blonde guy just swinging a big sword. Like, you know, they blow stuff up. Doesn't matter what they blow up, but they're doing it.
As long as it looks cool and Cloud wears a dress.
I was actually kind of disappointed that I didn't get to, like, the Cloud's wearing dress scene in the demo. But it's just the first level, it's the bombing mission. And I really like how the game moves. It did, like, the opening cinematic. The graphical fidelity was great. And then, like, all of a sudden, I'm Cloud. I'm swinging the sword. And it's not like there's, like, a loading screen. There's no jarring, like, transition between, like, cutscene and gameplay. It's just all happening.
Oh.
Which, like, you know, makes me hopeful for the future. And, like, why, like, solid state drives are, like, a big deal, because that's how you do that, I guess. So, like, they do, like, the 5-minute, like, opening cinematic where you see Aerith in an alley, like, communing with the live stream. And then, like, it goes to the train that's, like, heading in to the beginning of the bombing mission. Then you jump off. And I'm running through it, and I'm slashing through fools, and it's very, like, Kingdom Hearts-like, where, like, I get, like, a one-button combo, and then, like, the game tells you, hey, there's menus and abilities that you can use when you fill a bar, like the ATB. You can just go back to straight-up, like, turn-based, where, like, Cloud will, like, auto-attack everything, and you just have to worry about the menu. But if you don't want to, or if you just want everything in your hands, you can run around and, like, you do your auto combos. You can guard and, like, dodge, very much like in Kingdom Hearts. And, like, it's very fluid in the way that it works out. And then, like, characters have, like, their built-in, like, triangle ability, which, like, for Cloud, he switches stances from, like, operator mode to, I believe it's Punisher mode, where, like, his movement becomes a lot slower, but his attacks become all heavier. And, like, he auto-guards for, like, all melee attacks, and, like, can auto, like, counter-attack if someone's close enough.
Oh, okay.
And Barrett, who joined your party later, has, like, it's basically like the Gatling gun as his normal attack. But if you hold triangle, like, it's this attack that's called, like, overdrive, which, like, fires, like, I guess, more powerful bullets in a single stream for, like, a limited time, and then, like, it has to recharge. You use your, like, charged up bar to, like, use magic, to use special attacks like Braver, like the big overhead slash, or to use items like potions, sometimes Phoenix Downs, but also, like, grenades and stuff. There's a lot of stuff going on at the beginning of it, which, like, brings me back to that tweet. There was a Kotaku journalist that said he didn't like how, like, layered everything was, that it was just, like, interacting with systems on systems. And I see that, because there are a lot of systems on systems.
Mm-hmm.
The game assumes, like, a certain level of literacy with games like this. Like, if you played Final Fantasy 15, you'll probably be able to jump right in it. If you've played Kingdom Hearts ever, it may take a bit of, like, adjusting, because of the way that the party system works. Because, like, you are essentially, like, attacking, like, Sora, but you can swap in between, like, party members by using, like, the D-pad. So, like, there are a lot of opportunities to just press the wrong button when you're trying to do something. And, like, that can be distinctly not fun. I totally get that.
Uh-oh.
What you can do, and this isn't quite a solution, to be honest, is that you can step back from, like, that complexity, like, on a whim. So, like, you can, like, switch to turn-based mode and just deal with the menu until you feel like, oh, like, I think I can press, like, the attack button without tripping out or anything. Or if you can actually, like, reduce the difficulty. Like, the way that the demo worked is that they have, like, the turn-based combat that you can play, which is, quote, classic mode. And then, like, the standard mode and then, like, easy mode. Like, so you have those options and you can manipulate them from the menu. And, like, you can just pause and, like, switch, like, any of those. Like, it's not, like, even, like, you're diving through menus to, like, how do I get back to classic mode? So that's cool. The level itself is, like, been talked to death, I feel like. It's the same bombing mission that came out in fucking Final Fantasy VII 20 years ago. But now it's, like, in, you know, 3D, like, 4K graphics or whatever. Well, if you have a Pro, like a PS Pro.
Mm-hmm.
But the combat is pretty cool. There's a lot of stuff that you can do. While there are a lot of ways to trip yourself up, there are a lot of great opportunities to just, like, do wild shit. Like, I was fighting, like, the boss, which apparently has, like, 4 fucking phases, which is, like, either really interesting or, like, takes forever. Depends on who you ask. And you have, like, cycles where, like, I need to prioritize using magic with this character and then just dealing damage. Or I need to prioritize, like, hitting with range attacks, so, like, I'll switch to Barret. Or I need to attack the enemy from behind, but I also need someone in front to, like, taunt it and stuff like that. And, like, the AI seems pretty good for the most part. Like, if I'm just, like, turn my brain off and I'm gonna fight with Cloud, Barret tends to do what I need him to, with the exception of, like, casting magic. Hopefully that improves, like, as we get closer to the game's release. But I don't know. Like, I feel like between classic mode and, like, the way that the game is, like, designed, there's a lot of stuff that the game can have you do, but the game is also very able to, like, play itself. I feel like hopefully it'll end up in, like, the player's hands, but I feel like the game can end up easily being something between, like, Final Fantasy 12 and Final Fantasy 15, where, like, the game can play itself if you really want it to, and if you want to do everything, all those tools will be in your hands.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't, like, it really depends on how much the game actually ends up, like, being, I don't know. And, you know, like, they're doing episodic, so they're probably going to have that kind of space to focus that way. But they are also expanding a bunch of stuff. There's just so many unknowns about this game, to the point where I kind of wish it wasn't the Final Fantasy VII Remake. I just wish it was, like, I wish it was Final Fantasy 16, like, with the systems and whatever, and a new story. But, like, I feel like they're betting on, like, all these new systems being good, and they're using Final Fantasy VII to get people in the door.
Mm-hmm.
But, I don't know. I'm worried about it. The demo was cool, but I have, like, a billion questions.
So, if the systems don't end up working, do you think they'll change it for the next disc release? I know it's not like a disc, but like a disc. You know what I mean?
I feel it, yeah, like the next, like, installment or whatever.
Yeah.
I feel
it'll be its own disc, but, like, it's not the same as, like, it used to be.
I hope they take the opportunity to, like, to simplify if it does get too complicated.
Mm-hmm.
The weird thing is that, like, it's gonna make it even harder to get into, I feel like. If, like, the first installment is just, like, endlessly complicated, and then, like, they simplify it in, like, the second part, like, getting people is like, hey, no, buy this next installment, it's much simpler, like, is, like, not a great selling point, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I've already missed 30 some hours of the story, there's all these characters and all this work that's being done, but, like, this fucking game is just crazy complicated.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe people will still buy it because it's, like, Final Fantasy VII, and, like, I hope they don't lean too hard on that. Like, I hope they end up making, you know, a bespoke video game experience rather than just trying to rehash this and using this as, like, a beta test for all the crazy shit they want to do with Final Fantasy. Yeah.
That's fair.
Oh, right. Also, like, the PlayStation turned 20 this past week.
I'm older than the PlayStation?
Yes, came out in 2001.
Wow, I'm a lot older than PlayStation. Fuck.
And I went through, like,
You can almost drink in... Oh, no, I can drink in Japan now. Hey, congratulations.
Wait, what's the drinking age in Japan?
20.
Wild. Respected, but wild. So, for anyone who, like, I guess, is listening to a video game podcast but doesn't know anything about the PlayStation 2, I'm just gonna give a quick refresher. It is the best-selling console of all time at 155 million units. It had a huge library. The whole thing is actually 4,490 games. The games were also put on DVD-ROMs, consequently could also play DVDs, which was a big part of its success. It was backwards compatible with nearly all PS1 games, and even though, while it was competing with the Xbox and the GameCube, one criticism is that it could only be played with two controllers, unless you had like a peripheral called the multitap, but most games were designed around one or two player play. It did have other peripherals, actually a lot of them. There was a remote control for DVD playback, a dance pad, microphones, guitar controllers, a taiko drum, light guns, and a fishing rod and reel controllers. One of my favorite stories about the PS2 is when someone beat Soul Calibur 2's story mode while playing with a fishing controller. And there's a lot of stuff like that. People playing like...
That kind of stuff is its own brand of, like, good wacky.
Yeah! And, like, the PS2 definitely, like, left a lot of room for that, which was cool. Like, there was just so many games and so many, like, experiences that you could have with this particular device. One thing that was really interesting at the time was that you could play video games online. However, unlike now, servers were managed by publishers on third-party servers. So Xbox was doing Xbox Live at the time, and Sony eventually, like, co-opted that model with PS Now. But for the most part, everyone actually, like, ran their own servers. Like, Square Enix ran Final Fantasy XI on their own servers. They actually do still run 14 on their own servers, but that's still, like, an outlying case as opposed to, like, most online game experiences today. Most people may not know this. They know that there were a couple of PS2s, but it turns out there were actually 9 separate hardware revisions of the PS2. But I am counting the PSX, as well as the Bravia KDL22PX300, which is actually a device that was an HDMI TV that had built-in PS2 functionality, along with additional HDMI ports. But turns out there were a lot of PS2s, which may actually contribute to why it was sold so well. But it did have very high-profile exclusives, and a lot of really big series did get their start there, like Devil May Cry, Monster Hunter, Ratchet & Clank. I guess I can count Sly Cooper, because it did get 3 video games. But it ultimately peaked in 2004 and declined with the release of the PS3 in 2006. One particular low point is that there was a disk error lawsuit where you could basically put in any disk into a PS2 of a certain hardware revision, and it just would pretend that there was no disk there. It eventually went to court, and they settled. They offered everyone a part of the class action lawsuit $25 through credit, obviously, and a free game from a list, as well as a reduced cost of repair. Like, they fixed the PS2. I actually played a lot of games on the PS2, despite, like, mostly, like, spending time with, the GameCube at the time. I actually bought a PS2 so I could play Kingdom Hearts, the original, because I had to know what the hype was about. Turned out to be one of my favorite games.
I also, ironically, bought a PlayStation 2 to play Kingdom Hearts. I didn't get past Monstro.
Okay.
And then I spent the rest of my time playing the Dot Hack series.
There were a lot of those.
Yeah. It was the first one, so, like, Quarantine and, like, that series.
Uh-huh.
God, it was good. And then, like, when they originally released it, they were like, we're also doing, like, an actual MMO of the world. And by the time the game came out in the US, like, the world servers had shut down.
Rip.
It was upsetting, because that would have been a blast.
Yeah. That was also a thing that could happen with, like, the way that PS2 Online worked. Where, like, the game servers are just gone because the publisher can't support them anymore. And we actually talked about a couple of those that happened with the PS3. Because I think the PS3 also had that model too. But it changed going into the PS4. But like now, like I guess since it's all like Sony will ultimately be the one to decide when their servers are going down. But like they're not going to do it because like they're like running out of money or anything. They're going to do it if there's no players. So as long as there's players, like you still play your game, which is kind of wild. I had a really like eclectic, I feel like, PS2 experience. Like I played a lot of fighters on it, but I also played a lot of like weird wacky shit like Time Splitters and like Beautiful Joe, but also like Wild Arms. Well, like 3, but like Wild Arms. I actually played a lot of Rock Band, less Guitar Hero. Katamari was there, obviously. I played a game Tulip, which was like a weird like slice of life simulator, but it had like you basically drop into a town and like you have to start living there, kind of like, you know, Animal Crossing, Harvest Moon, and there were like characters to get to know around the place, but you'd also end up in like weird situations. Like for example, the game had like a day and night cycle, and there was a doctor who I didn't want to talk to anyone. Like a lot of the game at the beginning is like people like not wanting to talk to you. And then like I was walking around like at night, and I walked past like the doctor's office, and like he's just in the street holding a giant syringe, and he starts chasing me with it. And
why?
I don't know. To this day, Tegan, I don't know.
What the heck?
One time I got caught, and like he actually like he apparently like took me into his office, and like the next day I apparently was missing a lot of blood. That's what the game told me.
He's just like, vaccinate your children.
Yeah.
Fucking Christ.
It was truly terrifying, but it was also kind of fun. It was just like one of those like weird experiences that you could have with video games. That we were missing in the early aughts. And, you know, Shadow of the Colossus, I'm actually replaying that because it's available on PS Now again. So there's that. Star Ocean to the End of Time, like, I think I, like, legitimately put, like, hundreds of hours into that game. Because there was all sorts of weird, crazy shit that you could do. And it had, like...
Star Ocean's nuts.
And it had, like, the, like, craziest, like, achievements list. Like, there was this one boss, Gabriel, who's, like, a story boss, and he's pretty tough. But there were, like, achievements that, like, seemed literally impossible until you could figure out the cheese. Like, you had a passive ability with your character that, like, if, like, you basically get, like, one free auto guard or whatever. And, like, some of the auto guards also had, like, responses, like counters or heals or whatever. So there was, like, an achievement where you beat this boss, Gabriel, only using, like, the auto guard ability. And, like, you have to set up like a Rube Goldberg machine. Like it's some weird like galaxy brain bullshit. But like looking at it the first time, like I was just like, but what do you mean I can't press buttons? Like how do I fight this thing? And then like, you know, you go down the rabbit hole until like you figure it out. There's a lot of that. Kind of miss that in video games. Tegan, how do you feel about the PS2?
God. I definitely I enjoyed my GameCube more, but I think that was just more because I wasn't great at like the loose camera sort of stuff, you know?
Yeah.
Like a camera that moved on its own, like I hadn't quite figured out how to, because I was still learning how to like play in a 3D space. I hadn't quite figured out how to deal with like moving the camera one way while moving myself another way. I think if I was like, if I had today's gaming skills and I was back playing a PS2, I would have had a blast with it. But it was just like, okay. But most of my friends had PlayStation 2s and like, they all really enjoyed it and I liked watching them play games. So.
For sure.
You know, that's how it goes.
Also, Street Fighter 3 Third Strike Fight for the Future came out on fucking PS2. That was great. I mean, I do really love like the Xbox like repackaging because it had like GGPO and like was probably the best online fighting game experience I ever had. But, like, I do remember, like, late nights just kicking it with friends, just, like, labbing bullshit on, like, Street Fighter 3, just playing, like, hundreds of matches. Good times. Also, Final Fantasy X and Final Fantasy X-2 came out, and the Final Fantasy X-2 got a lot of slack for being, like, I don't know, the game about Yuna. But, like, it was dope, and more people should have played it. I'm just looking at my list. Also, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater and Thug, or Underground was really good. American Wasteland was a disappointment, but, like, you know, skateboarding games were probably some of the best, like, video game experiences you could have at the time. I remember doing 720s with Darth Vader and shit. I mean, that was probably in Pro Skater 2 on the PlayStation proper, but whatever. Also, the Switch had its third anniversary this past week. Looking back on it and, like, considering where it could be, like, at the end of its cycle, I hope that, like, it does very well. Like, it's not on trajectory to keep up with the PS2, but, like, I feel like the Switch is a device that's, like, malleable enough that, like, it could be supported for a very long time. And I'd be down for, like, a bunch of hardware iterations of it. Maybe not 9 over, like, 5 years, 10 years or something like that. But, I don't know. Like, maybe 5 or 6 could be cool. Still waiting on the Switch Pro, I guess.
I don't know. I'm ready for the New Horizon Switch. Comes out Friday. I am frothing at the mouth. I'm dying. I will murder someone.
Tegan, just get your Switch, please.
I am. I'm getting out Friday. I'm so excited. I'm upgrading my V1 Switch for the New Horizons one, which is a V2. So, like, it'll have that longer battery life, and it'll be in cute colors, and hopefully I'll transfer everything over correctly, but if I don't, I guess I just have to, play Breath of the Wild again.
Well, yeah.
Oh no, how terrible. And then, I'm picking up Animal Crossing, New Horizons.
Tegan, what are you going to name your island?
I don't know.
Tegan?
I don't know.
Oh, man.
I'm maybe in a slight panic over that. I thought I had a name, and then I thought, maybe no, and so now I don't have a name again. I'm wondering if I should just do what I do with my Harvest Moon Town things, where I just name the farm Lon Lon, because then it's just the Lon Lon Ranch, so that's fine. What I was thinking was I was going to try and get one of the islands with the little heart lake on it, and then just name the island after, like, the region that Heart Lake is in Breath of the Wild. I really want a Heart Lake. I want a Heart Lake so bad. And then I'm going to put the museum near my house, and I'm going to be near the Heart Lake. Haha. And then I'm going to put everybody else far away from me. This is my part of the island. I get to decide who lives here, and it's just me and Blathers.
Oh my god, it's just me and Blathers. Damn it. So, like, I've been racking my brain over what to actually name my island. I like the idea of Meadow. I like the idea of making, like, a safe haven. I think that would be cool. But also, like, I feel like naming my island Roaring Sea Island seems really fun.
Ooh, that sounds cool.
Right? But I don't know. I'm still shocked.
In, like, a good way.
Like, Roaring Sea Island. Welcome to Roaring Sea Island. Who knows? We'll see. We'll see what happens. But,
it depends on how many characters you have.
Tegan, everyone's, like, frothing at the mouth for this fucking game.
I know.
Tegan, there are living wallpapers, and I just want that in real life. Did you see those?
I know! Yeah, the moving wallpaper, oh my god!
It's just,
dude.
Fish are swimming on the wall.
When they told us we could orient our carpet, I was fucking dying. And I can change my bedspread, so I can pick a bed frame that I like, and then change the bedspread? Are you kidding? I'm finally gonna have a bed that fits the decor of my fucking room. Oh my god, that isn't part of, like, a matchy-matchy set.
I'm really excited. You can do facial hair in this game.
Right? Dude.
Also, the Nintendo apparently says non-binary rights, because your gender no longer shows up on your ID. It's just not important to ask about anymore.
Yeah, it's your, like, your name, your island name, your island fruit, and your fucking star sign.
I mean, they know their audience. They're going for it.
Hell yeah.
Oh my god.
I can't wait to see what the little Sagittarius sign is. I'm so excited.
Oh man.
This little Gemini one is just two people, like, both facing the same direction, and the Pisces has a cute little fish.
I hope I get a cool ram. I'm an Aries, but a couple of my friends are already trying to prepare themselves to game the system. They've been doing a lot of research on like the turnip market, at least how it's been in previous games. So for people who aren't aware of the turnip market,
the stock market. It's called the stock market.
It is called the stock market. There is
no, the stock market. STALK.
Sorry. Okay. So the stock market allows you to purchase turnips on Sundays. The following days, you can sell the turnips back, and the price fluctuates. The latest you can sell them is that Saturday. And usually you can make about a 50% profit or take up to like a 30% loss. That's how the hard math shakes out.
You can take 100% loss if you forget to sell them.
That's also true. Yes.
They go bad by the following Sunday.
So every 30 days, you have a chance to hit a jackpot where you can sell back the turnips at a 800% markup. So like you make 8 times your money. And it happens roughly once every 30 days in game. So like you want to like pop in, check every day to see if you get it. But the amount that you make off of the jackpot allows you to essentially lose money for about 13 weeks. Like if you take like the 30% loss and still make a profit if you hit the one jackpot. You can't trade turnips at all, but you can sell your turnips in different towns. So what we're thinking about with our group of friends is that we basically put together a network where we keep track of our like turnips and like ultimately like keep in touch to like let each other know, hey, there's a jackpot in my town today, and you can show up and sell your turnips at like your profit. And that's going to be our trick to like fast bells. But like that's assuming that turnips work the same way that they have in previous Animal Crossing games. So if you want in on that, we are going to be talking about more details about it as we get closer to the release.
So like what's the catch?
What do you mean?
Well, like what percentage of my bells that I'm earning do I have to give you to sell my turnips in your town on your jackpot day?
Not sure yet. Actually, hadn't considered that at all, but maybe we should charge a toll. Yeah.
Dude!
I'm not especially business-minded. But yeah, though, we will probably like charge a fee to let people sell on our jackpot days for guaranteed jackpots, I guess.
I mean, like, even if you only ask 2%, that's, like, a lot of money.
That is a lot of money, because, like...
It's a lot of bells. Them's a lot of bells.
Because the idea is that, like, turnips sell at about, like, 60 or 70, like, bells generally. What you want to do is show up with, like, a 10K investment and, like, sell those back at, like, 8 times, 80K. And, like, if you even lose, like, say, I don't know, 3K out of your 10K every week, like, that 80K was gonna even it out. That's the idea. But yeah, we should probably actually make like a business plan. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, you gotta maximize. And then you gotta donate it to an orphanage.
Well, yeah.
Adopt your own Nook legs.
We gotta be more like Nook. If you can quote me. Oh my god.
Be the Nook you want to see in the world.
So Tegan, what's this about this Digimon reboot?
No. Digimon's getting a reboot.
Okay.
Not just Digimon's getting a reboot. Digimon Adventure is getting a reboot.
Okay.
They released the outfits for the kids. So it's called Digimon Sai.
Okay.
It's got like a fork at the end. I don't know how to explain it. It's got a fork at the end. So they showed us like the new outfits that the kids are going to be in, and they're something else, that's for sure.
Tegan, you gotta walk me through this.
Let me find the link with the outfits. Okay, I'm gonna send it to you on the Skype. And I mean, obviously, if you subscribe to our Patreon, you will see this link, of course, also in the notes. But, like, Ty's outfit is still very classic, because it is Ty, and they're like, we can't really, like, do too much to his design without him being, like, horridly unrecognizable sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, TK looks like he's straight out of Blue's Clues, man.
Yeah!
Like, he really does. It's a lot. Matt's wearing a purple shirt now. I don't know how I feel about that.
Okay,
like...
wait, Matt's the one with Garurumon, right?
Yeah, Matt has Garurumon.
Wait, doesn't he?
That's TK's older brother.
Why is he in purple? Wasn't he always green?
Yeah, they were both in green. That was the thing, is like Matt's crest was blue and TK's crest was yellow, and so like together they were green.
Mm-hmm.
And so they both wore green. And now Matt's got like this little weird green like wrap on his arm, and otherwise he's looking like pretty cool.
Okay.
He's got like this cool purple shirt and like nice gray jeans and like regular shoes, which is cool. Sora looks a lot more girly. Everyone's arguing over whether or not Izzy is wearing socks and sandals. I think he is. I don't think those are blue shoes with brown detailing. I'm pretty sure those are socks and sandals. They updated Mimi. Mimi's still in her cowgirl dress. She's still cute. They changed her hat so it's white now instead of pink. Mm-hmm. Joe's look is pretty much the same. They just gave him, like, capris, basically, instead of shorts. TK's tragic. He's wearing this green striped shirt, and his hat has his name on it. And he's still, like, so small. Like, he maybe comes up to Matt's knees. He's so tiny.
He was a very small boy.
He's still a very small boy. He's got, like, no legs. I don't know how. I don't understand how him and Kari are in the same grade when she's got real legs and he's got little stubs.
Honestly, wait, how old is TK here again?
He's, like, between 7 and 8.
Oh, yeah, I don't think, that's not... I think, like, isn't it, like, when girls turn, like, 10, 11 is when they start, like, outgrowing...
Hitting their growth spurt, yeah.
Yeah. That's weird. Yeah, I'm not sure about that one.
Yeah, Sora's, like, 11, traditionally. Matt's 11, Ty's 11. They're all in the same grade. Izzy and Mimi are both a year below, so they're, like, 10-ish. 9 or 10. And then Joe's a 6th grader, so he's, like, 11, 12. Depending on where you stick his birthday. And then, because none of these kids have official birthdays. It's annoying. But Kari has, like, actual legs. She's also wearing these really cute overalls. Because, like, good. Like, they did Kari good this time. And they did TK dirty. And, like, I was tweeting about it earlier. And somebody was like, TK's gonna skidoo right down into the digital world. And I'm like, I am so glad. I'm not the only one who saw that.
Oh,
and then I decided that Blue was a Digimon. Blue dog, sort of can talk, like, yeah, doesn't age. Yep. Checks out. Blue's a Digimon. Pro tip. But yeah, people are all over the place on this. It's gonna be airing beginning in April. April 5th, I think, is when the first episode comes out. So obviously I will be watching it because I am a huge Digi dork. There's a lot going on that, like, could be changed. Someone's saying that maybe, like, they flipped around the crest because the only one we've seen so far is Ty's, and, like, obviously he's the main character. He's gonna keep all his stuff, like, as much as possible. But then we're like, they could totally flip everyone else's around. Or maybe there won't be crests at all, except in the last trailer we saw them, so, like, they're gonna be there. But, like, TK's the one with this weird sense in, I'm sorry, it's called a strange intuition. In the digital world now, not Kari. Kari was in the first season, she was the one who was always possessed by homeostasis, which was, like, one of the digital gods sort of thing. The whole thing. Anyway. So, like, she can sense Ty fighting in the digital world because of reasons, but TK's the one with a weird intuition. So it's like, that's not how that used to be. I got concerns. And so then people were like, well, if TK's got the weird intuition, maybe he is the Crest of Light, and then Kari is the Crest of Hope, and then everything spiraled out of control, and now nobody knows what anything is going on anymore. And we got a month left, and I just hope that Crunchyroll picks it up so I can watch it.
For sure.
God, I don't want to have to pirate Digimon again.
Hey, but pirating's coming back.
I know. But I'm not a very good pirate. Will you pirate things for me so I don't get a virus on my computer? I'm stupid.
I'll see what I can put together.
Please.
I still gotta find that Chipotle sauce. Or, what was I looking for? Panera Chipotle?
Oh, yeah, the Chipotle mayo.
Yeah, Chipotle mayo. Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah. The Panera sauce.
Something like that. So, like, there's this game that popped up on my feed that really reminds me of, like, the old, like, Camelot Mario Tennis games.
Okay.
And as you guys know, I love that shit. That's why I played the shit out of the Golf Story. That's why I'm going to play Sports Story. There's this new game called Slice of Life where apparently it's arcade tennis and you're going to basically try to, be the best tennis player. The tennis gameplay doesn't look particularly remarkable, if we're being honest. Like, it looks like arcade tennis. They're going to use a perk system, whatever. But there's also kind of like a strong visual novel vibe, and like the characters look good, and like its interface looks pretty interesting. But what's really like throwing me off right now is that this game is super bright, super colorful, and it's also rated M. So like, I wonder what they're going to do with this script to warrant like their M rating. It is supposed to come out during the summer, around that time, when like, you can definitely have your hot girl summer, but you can also sit inside and play video games. I'm going to try to do both. I'm going to try to have it all. But I'm going to fuck with this cuz I'm interested in what it's trying to do. But it's some weird small studio that I've never heard of before. It's like, but the trailer is in the show doc for people who do want to check it out. Let me know what you think. Or maybe I'm just like, high on my own, like, Camelot nostalgia or whatever. But I think it might be cool.
I'm intrigued.
Mm-hmm. Teeks, you want to talk about the news?
Yeah, we should probably talk about the news.
For sure.
Hey, everybody. We here at Impossible Coin have created a Patreon. We're going to talk about it every week until we get some other stuff to talk about in the in-between. Like some news ads, which you could also purchase on our Patreon. It is Impossible.
Patreon.com/Impossible Coin Podcast. Maybe.
Yeah, that one.
Once again, maybe one day it'll be /Impossible Coin, because we definitely have that URL, but
We do have that URL, and that is Brian's fault. For $55 a month, we will sell out to you at our Bonjour tier. You get like a 2-minute ad space, and we'll tell everybody about your stuff. If that's a little much for you, we have a $10 Festival Hard Bodies here, which helps offset our costs and gets you more of our cool content. So does the $5 tier. You get shoutouts during the end credits, and we are doing bonus content. So we're going to have a Legend of Zelda episode. We're going to cover the Animal Crossing Black Market at some point. We got a whole list of stuff that's coming. It's not all Nintendo stuff. I'm just the only one who is frothing at the mouth with Nintendo content. So we do have 2 more expensive tiers, of course. The Deepest Regret, which is where you get my foot pics. Hey. And obviously everything else below it. And then at $125 a month, if you have cats, they can also answer our mail. So people can send us in questions, and your cats can grade our mail along with our cats. It's all great. It's all fun. We're having a blast. We're going to do a big recording session. Is it next week?
Yes.
Or is it the week after? Gotcha. So next week, we're going to record some bonus content, and then Animal Crossing comes out, and then on the 27th, I'm going to talk about this too. On the 27th, I'm going to be venturing out of the northeastern part of Ohio, and I will be doing an interview. We will have the details of who we are interviewing with up on our Twitter after today's show, and you can submit to us questions you would like answered. It'll be fun. It'll be a good time.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm gonna get to go to Columbus. Gonna get to eat some Tainske. Tasty. So, Rocky.
Yes.
Well, that's our first story.
Okay, so, guys, everyone's heard of COVID-19. It's all anyone can really talk about. The coronavirus.
The coronavirus!
It's a big deal. Everybody wash your fucking hands. But a small, weird bright spot in that news is that CSGO, Counter-Strike Global Offensive, set a viewership record in part because of the quarantine. The final of Intel Extreme Masters Katowice, I think that's Katowice, 2020 tournament set a viewership record for a non-major Counter-Strike event, possibly owing to a last-minute quarantine in light of the worldwide coronavirus outbreak. The analysts at eSport Charts pegged the total peak viewership at 1,002,132 viewers, which it says is a new record for the ESL's Intel Extreme Master Series. It's also more peak viewers than last year's Berlin Major and 2017's Krakow Major. The final itself was actually a blowout. Natus Vincier swept G2 Esports in 3-0. The weekend's 3-day finale was played at Katowice's 11,500-seat Spodek Arena without any fans, after Polish health authorities pulled the tournament's mass event license. So they basically played it in an empty stadium, but everybody watched it from home.
Wow.
And they set a record because of it.
That's wild, though.
Yeah, right? Last minute, pulls the license. You can't have it anymore. The coronavirus outbreak, which the World Health Organization has declared an emergency of international concern, has caused a wave of travel restrictions, quarantines, and other measures throughout the world. This past week, Blizzard Entertainment canceled 3 weeks worth of Overwatch League matches between now and March 22nd. And earlier, these matches had been moved from China to South Korea. But South Korea has been hit by the virus's spread as well, so also canceled. So the reason I bring up this story isn't to, pat coronavirus on their head, although you should head pat your waifus.
Head pat your waifus. Wash your hands first.
Wash your hands and then head pat your waifus. But I'm interested because esports as a whole is still in a really fragile space. And it's really dependent on viewership like Twitch and whatnot. And I would be interested to see if those numbers start to spike. And when this whole coronavirus business is dealt with, or, destroys the planet, depends on who you ask, that viewing esports may become a more regular habit for people, which would also translate into, more ads, but also more stable money for the industry. Cause there are other directions that this thing has been growing in. Everyone should really support their locals, but also people who own Overwatch teams have been buying out smaller arenas and stadiums to try to have live viewership, which I'm not going to knock. And Riot's been doing the same thing with League of Legends as well. I think live events are meaningful, but I do want viewership to grow the same way that the NFL benefited from broadcasting games on Fox. And I think esports should have the room to do the same thing as well. And maybe this could be a catalyst. It wouldn't be the worst thing. That's all I'm saying.
It'd be a neat thing, I think. Honestly. I enjoy watching, matches online and stuff. It's just, a lot of the commentators are still, learning how to do it, With, Sportscast, there's a set sort of expectation for that, and I don't feel like there is that yet, necessarily, with esports casting.
Okay, so, speaking of casting, right?
Yeah.
Because I literally grew up with fighting game casting, and it's an entirely different animal. I watch League of Legends casting or even Smash casting. Smash casting probably has a bit more personality than other stuff, but it's still a fighting game. But I've watched Halo tournaments, and I've watched StarCraft, and I've watched Hearthstone, and I've watched League of Legends, and even when they have their brief moments of excitement, there isn't the kind of shenanigans that are built into fighting games. Watching Tasty Steve talk about Dragon Ball FighterZ or Tekken, he's just he's in it. He's grooving, and it's just fun to see what he's gonna say next in addition to what you're watching in the game. I just watched the final. It was the Dragon Ball FighterZ World Tour Grand Final, and it's a good match. It's Fenrich versus Goichi being the best player in the world. But it was also in France, and they had some American commentators, that were talking over it. The American commentators, when they were watching the matches, because the matches were exciting, they actually, perfected one and then perfected the other, they were back-to-back perfects. And, they're just, going nuts, literally losing their minds. It's oh man, is this the new episodes? Is this fucking Dragon Ball Super right now? Is Akira Toriyama out in the stands? And I'm Jesus Christ, dude, relax. And I'm I can't, it's crazy. And I'm I get it, man. And I never have felt that way.
If I was there, I also would not be able to relax.
Right? And and I feel it's fighting games, they take their crowd's energy and they use it a lot better, I feel you still get the claps and the cheers, especially at Riot events and somewhat in Overwatch. But you guys have not lived till you've seen a fucking Dragon Ball FighterZ tournament, and they're doing the character intros, and they'll just be fucking Cell on screen, and he's charging up, and the whole crowd is screaming with them. when, like, Yamcha lands a Wolf Fang fist and, like, howls, like, the whole crowd is howling in time with the game. You can hear that on the stream. And, like, I've never felt that way about any other casting experience. I know! Tegan, it's the best! And, like,
that's really wild.
Like, I need every video game caster to, like, sit down with, like, some footage of, like, Yipes and, like, James Chen, and you can even be more muted, like, Sajam and, like, oh no, the video game lawyer. Why can't I remember his name right now? But point is, I need you guys to sit down with some fighting game casters, like, enter in those conversations. Like, I get that you guys want to do this other thing, and, like, you can be buttoned up, you can be, like, wear a tie, and, like, have high tier analysis for your complex game. I don't care, but I gotta feel something, and I want to trust you when you guys are talking. I want to be able to just, like, accidentally watch a little bit of Rocket League and, like, hear a caster really passionate about what's going on and then sit down because I got to see what this Rocket League's about. Like, that energy's just not there and I need it.
That makes sense.
Mm.
I mean, like, that energy can make or break it. So, like, please, more energy. Hire us. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'll be great on a thing because I'll be like, someone tell me what just happened because I looked fucking sick.
That could be cool, actually. I'd pair Tegan with, like, a Sajam type. They just have one person that's like, Tegan's like the hype. Like, you know what they actually need? In the 2005 movie Dodgeball, there are these two announcers that are like talking throughout the game. One guy's like classic sportscaster. He's real buttoned up. He's talking about the intricate mechanics to make sure that you're engaged. And then the other guy, who's Jason fucking Bateman, high off of his ass, just like throwing out random quips. And, like, I need more,
just like, yo.
I need more duos like that. At one point, he just yells, like, Pepper needs new shorts! And, like, I need more shenanigans from games casting. And because everyone's, like, so afraid of not being taken seriously, I get that. But, like, have some fun. We're talking about video games right now. And, like, you can love it. And, like, we're cool with that. Like, you don't have to, like, prove that you're all business. Because I believe you. You're business, I guess. Like, fuck.
Don't be business. It's video games.
Yeah.
Business is safe for business time, Monday through Friday. No weekends, no holidays.
No weekends, no holidays.
Weekends are for the video games.
It's in my contract. Tegan, what's the next story?
In addition to all the other video games that are getting shows, The Last of Us is going to get a show.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's actually sounding so far like it's going to be good. So it's going to be on HBO.
Okay. I respect it.
And the creator of the series Chernobyl, Craig Mazin, is going to be working on it mostly. And he's going to be working with writer and creative director Neil Druckmann, who was the guy who did The Last of Us. So, like, we're all in on this thing.
Mazin's a really good get.
Yeah. It's exciting. Carolyn Strauss is going to executive produce it, along with Evan Wells, who's the president of Naughty Dog. It's going to be a co-production with Sony Pictures Television and PlayStation Productions. Chris Parnell, the co-president of Sony Picture Television Studio, says, this is the first of many shows we intend to develop with our friends at PlayStation Productions. The Last of Us is a brilliant achievement in storytelling and character development, and we are lucky to have the opportunity to work with this team to adapt it.
So this does seem like a good idea. I think HBO is a platform where they'll have the room to really, like, swing for what they want. Like, if they didn't get HBO, I would have hoped they got, like, FX, something like that.
Right.
It definitely looks like Sony's serious about this.
There's a lot to be optimistic about, I feel like.
Mm-hmm.
Like, getting your game's creative director on it, I think, is a good, like, first get. Because I don't think that a creative director of a game would allow anything that would be, like, absolutely terrible or go against everything that the game, like, is. you know?
Yeah.
So I feel like we're gonna have a series, even if it doesn't follow, like, the Last of Us series, like, the games.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we're gonna have a series that takes place in that world that feels like that world.
Right. Yeah.
So, cautiously optimistic. We all know what happened with The Witcher, so,
I like The Witcher. It was dope.
The Witcher was, good. I just think storytelling-wise, they could have made it, I think, a little bit clearer as to what was taking place when. That's
a fair point. It was definitely like a big, like, oh, this isn't happening all at the same time, like, type of deal.
Yeah.
But, like, yeah, they could have been clearer.
And, like, I feel like that would have been cool, even if they were, like, at one point very blatantly, like, these are 3 different stories we're telling simultaneously because the events affect each other.
Mm-hmm.
Like, without necessarily directly saying that, but I didn't figure any of that out until, like, a couple episodes in, and I'm like, oh, wait a minute. That's why nothing was making sense.
Right. Yeah.
And I don't feel like it wasn't like an aha moment. It was like a, oh, I feel stupid now. So, you know.
You get that. Tegan, there is a price to being cautiously optimistic, and fans of Bloodstained Ritual of the Night may be paying it now. The developers, they actually put out an update on their Kickstarter. I'm just going to read it first, and then we'll go over it.
Okay.
The update reads, one of the promised stretch goals for the game was roguelike. Unfortunately, the code that was created early in the game's development is not currently compatible with this type of gameplay, especially a procedurally generated castle. Jesus Christ.
Oh god, could you imagine?
Right? Due to this, we regret to announce we will not be developing roguelike as part of the project's planned stretch goals. We know that this is a mode that many of you were eagerly anticipating, and we apologize that we will not be able to make it happen as planned. We don't want to leave the hole in the roster, so we have developed a new game mode called Randomizer to take its place. Randomizer will launch with Zangetsu and be available for free. Details on Randomizers are laid out below. There is a screenshot in the show doc that shows basically like your new game screen for Randomizer. And so like you can choose the game conditions, you can move around chests and whatnot. You can change, like, the quests that you're able to go on, change where some of the certain shops show up. So, like, it is a, like, true randomizer mode. They can't do roguelike, which means, like, they can't make, like, a bespoke game experience every time you turn it on, which I admit would be fucking dope, but, like, also kind of insane, because, like, that castle's huge, and there's so much shit in it. And, like, the way that certain things are kind of gated behind, like, certain abilities, if you end up having to go to random places that you just, like, can't get to, that, it seems like a real, like, easy way to end up, like, breaking their own game, which I think they're aware of and why they're doing this. Needless to say, people are still upset about it, because, like, you know, that stretch goal was a big deal, and it was, like, really far down the line. So that does suck, but it does look like that the team is making an earnest effort to try to make up for it, but, like, they have to, like, straight up, like, renege on, like, one of their stretch goals. And, like, that's kind of, like, a thing that I felt like was always possible, but never really thought through the mechanics of.
Right. I think it's probably ultimately a good thing that they're walking it back, because that would be absolutely nuts, but also maybe they should do that for the next Castlevania game.
Mm-hmm. One of the criticisms about this idea is that they say in their statement that they were trying to make roguelike after they essentially made the game.
Mm-hmm.
And the problem was is that they got too far ahead on like what the game actually is, and they can't undo it at this point. The criticism is that since it was a stretch goal and they knew that this is something that they were planning to honor, why didn't they plan earlier for this? And I'm assuming that like the devs have an answer for it, because maybe they were trying to get a product out, but like it still sucks because like they maybe should have been planning for it. Maybe like fans would have understood more delays. I think there was an initial delay. I don't think they hit their initial release date. I think they missed it by like a year, if I remember correctly. But I don't know enough about game development to actually come back with anything about this, but that does suck.
I think they're smart though for, you know,
getting in front of it.
Yeah, I feel like they probably, like, as much as people are like, oh, they should have played for it, I think probably the team was already, like, well into the coding process before they were like, here are the stretch goals, you know?
Yeah, like, they probably had, like, a proof of concept. That makes sense.
Right. Something going on. And then when they were like, we actually reached the stretch goal for the roguelike, the coding team was probably like, oh, wait a minute. Wait, that's not gonna, well, maybe we won't. Oh, no, we passed it. Oh.
Yep.
Shit.
Yeah.
I feel like it was a lot of that.
That makes sense. I mean, I'd believe it.
Well, guess what? Guess what? Guess.
They have already found a cure for the coronavirus, but it only works on dogs.
God, I wish. If we could only cure the dogs, that'd be fine. There are dogs testing positive for coronavirus and they need cured. They can't help it. It's not their fault. No, Mario Kart Tour has real multiplayer now.
Wait, what? Really?
Yeah, real life multiplayer came out March 8th at 8 p.m. Pacific time.
Okay.
So it's out.
But, like...
Rocky, you're gonna have to re-download it and let me know how it is.
Tegan, I gotta find out if this is real, because, once again, I've been lied to before.
Yep.
For people who haven't been keeping up with Mario Kart Tour, you start your game, and you name your profile or whatever, and whenever you start a race, your race is populated with, like, people names from actual users, but they're all controlled by AI. Like, there's no way to connect them. And, like, that's how it was for the longest time, but apparently Tegan has dropped this on my desk.
Yep.
Telling me that they made real multiplayer, but I don't know if they're lying to me again. And
it is real-time online multiplayer and consists of standard races with what Nintendo has said is an ever-changing set of in-game rules. And basically the rules change daily, and players can also race against your friends or other players nearby and set your own game rules so you can, like, local LAN but without any wires.
You
have to test that out for me also. But if that's not quite your speed, Mario Kart Tour, just like Animal Crossing Pocket Camp, has a paid per month pass called the Gold Pass. It's $5 a month and grants players access to online gold races, which offer the fastest speeds. And yep. Multiplayer, you can play with 8 players, so, Rocky, I expect a follow-up report next week.
I will find...
On my desk.
I'll find out. I'm still mad that, like, the only way to go the fastest possible is that I have to pay them $5 a month. I'm not happy about that. Kind of upset. But I'll find out about this multiplayer thing. We'll see what's going on.
I mean, you can find out about the multiplayer without the gold pass, so at least there's that.
True.
But you know they called it the gold pass because the golden mushrooms and stuff are the fastest ones in the game, so... At least the branding's on.
Yeah. So, and other news of why I don't trust games like this. NVIDIA, who has a new streaming service, NVIDIA GeForce Now, has been kind of in hot water lately. They left their beta for their streaming service, and now they're charging money for it. And there are a handful of companies that have been pulling their games from the service because they need, renegotiate, like, their terms. Activision Blizzard, Bethesda, and 2K Games have pulled out. But there is a developer, Raphael van Leerup, founder of the Hinterland Studio, announced that The Long Dark, that's the name of their game, was being removed from the GeForce Now streaming service. He said NVIDIA never asked for permission to include the game on its platform. When he raised the issue with NVIDIA, he says that his team was offered a new graphics card by way of apology. The tweets in question, which have his explanation of the situation. Raphael van Leerup, or at Ralph Life on Twitter, says, "Sorry to those who are disappointed you can no longer play hashtag The Long Dark on GeForce Now. NVIDIA didn't ask for our permission to put the game on the platform, so we asked them to remove it. Please take your complaints to them, not us. Devs should control where their games exist. They offered us a free graphics card as an apology, so maybe they'll offer you the same thing."
Oof. Oof.
Later,
they threw that shade. Damn.
They are unhappy. When NVIDIA was reached for comment, a representative didn't add anything specific to the Hinterland Studios debacle, but they did refer people back to a blog post that they made on February 20th, which reads, over 1 million new gamers have taken to the cloud by signing up for a free plan or upgrading to the Founders membership, which includes a 90-day free trial. NVIDIA, they go on to say, as we approach a paid service, some publishers may choose to remove games before the trial period ends. Ultimately, they maintain control over their content and decide whether the game you purchase includes streaming on GeForce Now. Meanwhile, others will bring games back as they continue to realize GeForce Now's value. As the transition period comes to completion, game removals should be few and far between, with new games added to GeForce Now each week. So they definitely try to get out with the cookie jar, and publishers haven't been happy about it. But they have decided that they're just going to double down and walk their way through it. They just don't want to say it out loud.
Oh boy.
To which I say, NVIDIA, if you're just going to do this, then say it with your fucking chest. That's all I want.
Say it with your fucking Twitter.
I hope they tweet
about it.
Let
the hate flow to you.
God, I just want to watch them get ratioed. That sounds amazing.
It'd be ridiculous.
Oh, man. But yeah, this is big dumb. I kind of wish that, like, you know what? I might do it. I might just, like, use a dummy email address and tell them that, like, I'm the dev for one of their games and, like, see if they offer me a graphics card and I take it. That won't work. That's probably just fraud. I'm not going to do it. Never mind.
I mean, it would be fraud, but also, like, they should fucking check. Dumbasses.
They really should.
So if you do it and they don't call you out on it, I think you just get the graphics card. I think that's fair. It's their fault for being stupid.
Well, I do like bamboozling stupid people. It is one of my great pastimes. My gird. Teagues.
My gird.
What is our next story?
So, our last story is in loving memory of Brian Cartwright, who is sleep deprived.
Rip the kid. Rip the kid.
I'm just gonna sit here and point and laugh with my superpower of being able to sleep easily. So, Rocky, you know a thing about historical gaming, correct?
I know a thing or two, yeah.
You know a thing or two? Have you ever heard of the Nintendo PlayStation?
I mean, only in Myths and Legends and maybe like Kotaku last month.
Well, good news. Not only, it is not just a myth or a legend, it is a real deal, and a working one was found and sold. Crazy, right?
That is actually really crazy. If I remember correctly, I think someone offered $1 million for it before it went to auction. How much did it sell for?
It sold for $360,000. Yeah, I know, right? Like, it's in good working order. It still looks nice. It was sold for $360,000 because the guy who found it didn't want to fly to Norway to sell it. Which, like, fair. I honestly wouldn't trust any airline with that anyway. Mm-hmm. And, like, it would have to go in your carry-on bag at that point. And, like, everybody in the freaking airport is going to want to pull that thing out of the scanner and see what it looks like. Like, it'd be a whole thing.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, apparently it can still play the SNES games and PlayStation discs, so, like, it works. It works. It plays a Super Disc. Who knew? Wow.
It's big weird.
It's big weird. It's big weird. It was won by a gentleman named Terry Diebold. I'm gonna go with Diebold. Mm-hmm. Originally, like, before. And apparently the current collector, the man who purchased it, is planning on opening up a video game museum with his apparently extensive collection of rare and interesting video game stuff. So we will be watching for that. And if this museum eventually pops up, we will probably try to go to it.
Yeah, I'd be down.
I mean, it'd be neat. I'm sure we could at least convince Brian to go to it.
Brian will go.
Brian will go, and maybe we can get him to interview the guy who opened it.
I think he'd like that, actually.
I think he would. I think he would like that also. Assuming he could sleep.
Yeah, gotta make sure that guy's gotta sleep at some point.
Take your melatonin. Go to bed. Give yourself a routine. Don't take work to bed. If you need a new mattress, buy yourself a new mattress. Treat yourself. Get yourself a Tempur-Pedic or whatever. One of those purple mattresses with the eggs.
Yeah, no box mattresses for us.
I do have a box mattress, but I really miss... You know what the best fucking mattress I ever had was? It was a foam mattress from IKEA. That thing was great.
I feel that.
I miss it.
Oh, man. I also have a box mattress, but, one day. So, Teeks, you want to talk about what came out on Steam today?
Yeah, what came out on Steam today? Anything particularly great and or disappointing? I'm gonna go with disappointing.
Likely disappointing. Let me see. So, I have 7 games come out on Steam so far today. The first is called Mind Dungeon. Mind Dungeon is a Minesweeper game with a cute character, the control like an action game, and there have barrier, objects, and enemies. So it is like a sort of top-down action RPG Minesweeper with an anime girl as your, cursor.
Okay.
Yep, it is definitely a particular type of game. It have total 50 unique stages. That's a direct quote. It does require 100 megabytes, but outside of that, it doesn't really seem to have very high requirements at all. It is a game that's purchasable on Steam. The next game is Bunny Quest for $3.99. Sorry, Mind Dungeon was 99 cents, so there's also that. Bunny Quest. I don't want to read the sentence. Okay, never mind.
Do it.
Bunny Quest. Help desperate Daddy Bunny fix an Easter mess in the Match 3 game Bunny Quest.
What? Daddy Bunny?
Desperate Daddy Bunny, Tegan.
Desperate Daddy Bunny. Oh, no. Uh-oh, wait a minute. I don't think I like this game anymore.
And he needs your help to fix an Easter mess, Tegan.
I don't know.
Enjoy over 90 Match 3 levels and loads of cute minigames. So there's minigames plus this, standard thing. Okay, so anyways, about this game. Help desperate Daddy Bunny fix an Easter mess in the Match 3 game Bunny Quest. Help the cute rabbit prepare the Easter dinner table for his host family. That sounds easy? His naughty little bunnies give their best to make this task the hardest imaginable. Have fun trying to trick these cute creatures and bring everything back in order before the family realizes their Easter arrangements are about to be ruined in this egg-citing Match 3 game.
This seems kinkier than it needs to be.
Mm-hmm.
Am I wrong?
I don't, it's definitely furry propaganda, but it also kind of just looks like a cutesy style, Match 3 game. But I don't know what this originally was. I don't think I want to know. Its features are enjoy over 90 Match 3 levels, cute mini games and witty trophies, and choose elegant Easter dinner decorations. Also, I don't remember Easter dinner being a specific thing.
I mean, we do an Easter brunch.
True, yeah.
I guess it just depends on what time you go to church if you go.
Okay, so my bad. One of the games that I picked is not an actual game. It is a sample soundtrack for a game called G-String. It's a...
nope.
It's a...
I don't need to know. I'm done.
Fine, fair enough. The next game is Cube. Cube is an adventurer who does not rule out challenges. This looks like it's not quite a platformer. You're able to just move freely through this 2D space, but you are avoiding obstacles and enemies. About this game, Cube is an adventure game full of challenges. Levels are getting more and more insane when advancing through the game. Be it constantly challenged, with each death you will learn not to make the same mistakes. It is 59 cents.
Okay.
It looks bad.
It sounds bad.
Yeah. Rip Cube. The next game is Pendula Swing. It is $15.29. Explore a memorable 1920s fantasy where you interact, befriend, and romance hundreds of characters with unique quests as an already rich and famous heroine.
What?
It is a point-and-click adventure game. There are dialogue trees, and it looks like... Oh, actually, this is a much bigger thing. Let me go into about this game. Maybe it'll become clearer. Pendulous Swing is a point-and-click adventure game set in a fantasy version of the American roaring 1920s. Picture the glamour and turbulence of the 20s in a world populated by elves, dwarves, goblins, orcs, and other fantastic creatures besides humans. Starring Brialindonu Tenum, the greatest and most celebrated dwarven hero of this world, Pendulous Swing features hundreds of unique characters and quests that unfold how the world evolved after Brialin saved it. Features. Diversity of characters, from LGBTQ to wheelchairs. Really? Okay. You will encounter various characters with unique personalities, tastes, and sometimes disabilities. Unusual setting. Tolkien meets the Great Gatsby because who can really resist a beautiful elven flapper? Yeah, that's a real sentence.
They made Zelda a flapper?
I guess.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Unique protagonist. You are playing as Brialin, the most famous hero this world has ever seen. You are a celebrity and richer than you can imagine. You stumble upon statues, books, and movies depicting you, and you even have a fan club. Progressive dating options. You are a widow who has mourned the passing of your wife for a long time. Allow love back into your life by dating a variety of characters of diverse genders and relationship preferences. Lots of cute pets. Not only does Brialin have a very sassy cat, but she can also adopt pretty much any cute critter that allows it. More than 7 hours of content. 400 unique and diverse characters you can interact with, and over 160 quests and storylines. That's like obviously more than 7, right, Tegan?
Yeah, yep, that is definitely more than 7. I don't know if they can count.
Okay.
Are they having trouble counting? Is that the problem?
I'm not sure about this one, Tegan. These are spread across 7 main areas that reflect the iconic 1920s locations such as the Speakeasy, the newly invented cinema, and the department store. No violence. Brialin is simply too powerful and famous to hit anyone. Besides, these days they write every single gossip in the newspapers. What's happening? I feel like I'm having a stroke.
What is happening?
Original soundtrack to fulfill your every need for swing and jazz. Besides this, you can also shop, it's bolded, the word shop is bolded, and style yourself and your home in 1920s fashion. Smug in dwarven ale, drink alcohol and suffer its effects. Take a calm moment to fish, attend AA meetings, adopt transmorphed animals, complete some word puzzles, summon your wife's spirit, kiss your dates, give flowers, be extravagantly generous or cheap and greedy like they say dwarves are, Jesus, and much more.
Wait a minute. I think this is anti-dwarf.
I don't. There's a lot going on here.
There seems to be some anti-dwarf propaganda in there.
Tegan, this is a lot. But if anyone is interested in playing Pendulous Swing, which comes in the complete journey and it also has a soundtrack that's also sold for $4.49. That's what it is. But Pendulous Swing is available on Steam today for $15.29. It's developed by Valiant Game Studio AB. I feel like a lot of this is like performative wokeness. I'm still tripping over this phrase from LGBTQ plus to wheelchairs.
What does that mean?
I don't know. But it's a game. It's available on Steam. You can play it. Next is Jekuzware. No, it's not. Every time I click on Jekuzware, I get to the next game, which is Belote. Learn and play. At least I hope this is Belote. Suitable for beginners and veteran players alike, Belote is a classical 32-card, trick-taking, ace-10 game. I've never played Belote, but it does look like a card game simulator.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, you know what it looks like? It looks like hearts.
Oh.
Yeah. It just looks like hearts. But they call it Belote.
It's just hearts.
Yeah. It's also available for $3.99, so if you want to play Belote, you can do it. I'm going to try Jekuzware just one more time. Nope, Jekuzware is no longer a video game. It's not on Steam. It's not anywhere. Can't find it.
Doesn't exist. It's fake.
It's
fake news.
It's fake news, and that's it. Tegan, can you take us home?
Sure. Hey, everybody. This has been Impossible Coin, your weekly video game news cast and also friends goofing around. If you enjoyed our show, you should leave us a review on Spotify or iTunes or Google Play or Stitcher or wherever the heck you found us. Check out the guy who did the music at the beginning and the end of this podcast. His name is Big Satch. His work is available on SoundCloud at soundcloud.com/BigSatchNJ. Or you can follow him on Twitter at Hillary_Swank. We got a t-shirt and a logo. They were both designed by Lauren Moran. She's really freaking cool. You can follow her on Twitter at Lauren Moran and consider tossing her a couple bucks on her Patreon because she's really, really great. And then, of course, you can always chat with us on the in-between. We are all on the social media. Brian is on the Patreon and the Facebook. Rocky is on the Twitter. And I manage the Tumblr. So, like, if you're looking for someone in particular, you can always do that. And that's it. And then, right?
Yeah.
Is that everything?
That's the show.
Did I do it? I did it! Hey!
Tegan out here swinging.
Woo!
So, everyone, thanks for listening. Thanks for hanging out. We will see you guys next time. Peace, I think.
Yeah, that's what Brian says. And then I say bye!
Later.